Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we have an unboxing PC parts I bought from AliExpress. Now this shipment took around 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And what I ordered, it was an Intel Xeon E5 2420 V2 version 2, clocked at 2.2 gigahertz, 6-core, 12 threads, and 2 sticks of DDR3 RAM ECC memory, clocked at 1600 megahertz, and a motherboard from a brand which is, I think it's called Kllisre or I don't know how it's called, how you pronounce that name to be honest. And it's a Chinese brand, and it says that it's an X9A chipset, or the type or the name of the motherboard. It's an LGA 1356 socket, and it supports ECC memory. And it's according to the search I did for 2 days to pick these PC parts, this is actually should be a very great in value PC parts, because I just picked them for like $101 US, something like that. Alright, so let's jump right to the unboxing, and hopefully everything is intact, nothing is screwed up, let's say. Everything in functional. Here we go. Now I did order the green version of the motherboard. I wonder if it's actually green or just gonna send me a black. Alright, I already can see the name of the motherboard, so I'm assuming that all the PC parts are in that box. Alright, this is quite long bubble wrap. This is my my first order from AliExpress with this quantity, let's say, or the largest order so far. So this is the box. Kllisre, and I don't know what the heck it says here. It's Chinese. It's a CPU. What it says here, PCB, okay, USB, okay. Now the reason why I chose this motherboard specifically, because it says that it have USB 3.0. I guess that indicates the USB 3.0 support, something like that. Now nothing else says on the box. It's pretty, I don't know what it says here, to be honest. Alright, let's see, here we go. Alright, so there's a lot of components here, I guess. This is the manual, let's say. There you go, this is the 3.0 to USB connectors. And they even have PS2, which is for legacy or old school, let's say, motherboard and keyboard. PSI X16, which is good, and they have another one for PSI 4, 24 SATA 4. I don't know what type of SATA here. I'm assuming it says 3.0. Oh, okay, I'm gonna see later. And they have also, for front panel of the motherboard, they have also connector for USB 3.0, and here is the USB 2. It's actually quite a nice deal, I guess. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So the first thing we see here is RAMs. Gonna let that aside. It came with an I/O shield, which is quite nice because a lot of the motherboards, they don't include this. came with one black, kinda short SATA cable. Now the Chinese motherboards, they come with this holder, let's say, or for the CPU cooler. It's from AMD, so if you don't have a compatible cooler with this type of socket, then you can install the cooler from the AMD side, which is quite nice. This is compatible with the 1366 socket and 2011. Here we have a couple screws and installations for the motherboard. Here we have the CPU, I guess. It's actually very clean and neat packaging, I gotta say. And they sent me the green version, which is, I'm actually happy, because I saw a lot of reviews on that seller that they received the black version. Alright, so what we have here. Alright, anti-static package, which is very nice. And here, let me see if it says, yeah, it is, here it says E5 2420 V2. Perfect. So it is the CPU that I ordered. Now for the motherboard, I'm actually impressed with the packaging. It's brand new. It's brand new motherboard, I can say that. 7.1 voice, sound jacks, Ethernet, normally USBs, 4 of them, and 3.0 USB, which is good, and the legacy ones, just in case. Now, one thing with this motherboard, they don't come with cooling for this part, for the modules, for how it's called these things, for the memory or for the speed, for the gigahertz of the CPU. So if you run high CPU, high clock CPU, let's say, this thing can heat up quite. Now this motherboard comes with that's one of the reasons why actually I decided to pick this one up, that it comes with the M.2 slot, which is very good, and also a couple of places for the screw, so you can install maybe a Wi-Fi adapter or other devices. Now I don't have actually any M.2 device, so I'm just gonna leave that for future upgrades. And I noticed that it doesn't come with a battery, so I gotta put a battery there, which I think I have new ones laying around home. So this is a very clean motherboard. This is the front panel connection, and yeah, it's pretty awesome actually. And I just bought it for like, I don't know, 50 something like that, $50 or something. So that's it for the motherboard. Now we're gonna have the RAMs, memory sticks. Now I ordered the 1600 megahertz 8 gigabytes ECC. So yeah, this is the 8 gigabyte. Now the motherboard itself, the BIOS doesn't come with support for 1600, so I gotta flash the BIOS some point to use the memory at the full speed. So that's it for the unboxing. It's quite clean packaging, definitely clean packaging.
For this video, we're gonna look at CPU benchmarks only. Gonna leave the gaming benchmarks for a later on video, as we just focusing right now on the CPU and these components only, performance. So for comparison, we're gonna compare the Xeon E5 2420 with something that is recommended for those who are on a very tight budget in 2019. And all the CPUs are under $100. as it's just stupid to compare a $15 CPU with something that is 20 plus times its price. After all, we are comparing for how much performance can you get for the money you're investing in the CPU. So for a comparison, we've got the G4560 that can be picked for around $85 and the i3 8100 that costs around $150. And we've got from the red team the Ryzen 3 1300X at a cost of $160. And a more budget-friendly option from AMD, the Ryzen 3 2200G that comes with an APU at around $90. At first, we've got the Cinebench R20 benchmarks for multi-core test, and we can see that the Xeon E5 2420 definitely shows a respectable performance with those 6 cores, 12 threads. All cores were boosted to roughly around 2.5 GHz while benchmarking. The Xeon destroys the G4560 multi-core score by a whopping 70% performance. Actually, I'm currently using the G4560 in my main rig. Yep, so much for a budget king CPU. When it comes to the single core benchmarks, we see a totally different story, as the Xeon comes in behind the others quite a bit actually. The i3 8100 leads the scores with a whopping 83% faster than the E5 2420, while the G4560 is 63% faster than the Xeon. So let's take a second and ask ourselves, how is this gonna be translated to the gaming performance? Well, the answer might be a bit tricky and needs testing before completely answering that, although if the game can use all the cores and threads in the Xeon, then it won't affect much, because the CPU will be able to provide the data needed for the system in time, and maybe even equivalent to time to the CPUs we are testing today. One thing to note that I was able to run the RAM on 1600 MHz without updating the BIOS, which is a plus, because I've seen on YouTube many Chinese motherboards that requires a BIOS update to run DDR3 RAM higher than 1333 MHz. So that's it for this video, guys. I know I didn't benchmark a lot on this system for this video, but as I said, I'll be putting a video soon about what I'm actually gonna use this system for and with what kind of parts is gonna be paired, and gonna show more benchmarks and gaming benchmarks as well. So stay tuned for that. And let me know what you think, guys, about this type of components, and if you have a better option for the same price, then I'd love to know about it. So subscribe for more awesome content, and if you stop by my Twitch at twitch/Dr. Shazam for a fun tech chat or gaming or just saying hello, that'll mean a lot for me, guys. As always, stay awesome and smart. See you guys on the next one. Peace.